Miss Money Magnet, an ebook by Jazz Nicole. The content: tap in, feminine energy and money making, from lack mentality to abundance mentality. Make room for abundance in your life. Calling in money, Millionaire Mindset. Tap in. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for trusting me with your mindset practice. This book will go into detail on really key things when it comes to being a money magnet. This book is tailored to get your vision clear on the limitless abundance your mind can produce. Once you master this and really tap into this, it will change your life. Let's take a moment to just set our hearts and intentions. Make sure you're in the right space, physically and mentally, to absorb this information. Take a deep breath and double check that you are as clear-minded as you can be. It's very hard to clear the mind completely. Let go of the worries of the day, the worries of the week, the worries of tomorrow. Tomorrow's not here yet. Let's just focus on the now and being present and being open. Section 1. Feminine energy and money making. Since the beginning of time, feminine energy has been used to shape the world and human existence as we know it. But feminine energy is not always bold and in your face. Actually, feminine energy can be quite subtle and in the shadows. Feminine energy does not have to convince, demand, or take by force. This is one of the many differences when it comes to feminine energy and masculine energy. When you think of feminine energy, think of words like inspire, receive, create, attract, influence, flow, and manipulate. Now, when you think about our counterpart, masculine energy, think about words like plan, structure, discipline, focus, strategize, sacrifice, and chase. Refer to the yin-yang inspired chart down below. For instance, a woman is utilizing her feminine energy whenever she's able to get online and post a picture of her outfit, which influences other women to then buy that outfit that she has on. The influential nature in itself is feminine energy, and that is a form of feminine money making. Now, on the other hand, a man waking up and utilizing every hour of his day in a productive way and making sure that each hour of his day is profitable, whether he's picking up side hustles, working multiple jobs, or picking up overtime every chance he gets. He doesn't have to inspire anybody to do that at all. He doesn't have to showcase that at all. He does it for himself and his family. He is in his own lane. He's focused. He's disciplined. That is a form of masculine energy. Neither example is right or wrong. It just depends on what feels best and what feels good to you. When it comes to the different energies in money making, we can also think of active income being more masculine energy and passive income being more feminine energy. So when it comes to feminine energy, one beloved aspect is the art of receiving. The premise of passive income is you did the work for a period of time, and now you get to sit back and receive the fruits of your labor indefinitely. You made the initial investment, and now you get to sit back and receive. We don't create abundance. Abundance is always present. We create limitation. A quote by Arnold Patton. A nice example of feminine energy in money making is a woman researches stock investments and puts her money into those investments over a 12-month period. Her invested money grows indefinitely without having to invest more active work over time. That is a wonderful form of feminine energy in money making when it comes to passive income and embracing the art of receiving. Here is another investment example. However, this would be more masculine energy in money making. Let's say that someone is a real estate investor and they're the type of investor that flips homes. So they have an upfront capital that they put down on a home, and they now have to hire contractors to fix the home, even sometimes having to get their own hands dirty to beat the clock or save some cash. They set a deadline goal that they want to flip the house in 30 to 60 days. They have to work diligently, but at the end of those months or whenever they sell the home, they get rewarded with a big lump sum payment. At the end of this process, they've made their money, and then they do it all over again. This is a more active way of making a return on your investment. more active than the feminine money-making example. Another key difference between the energies when it comes to money making is flow versus structure. So you've probably guessed, flow refers to feminine energy and structure refers to masculine energy. A real life example of structured masculine money making is a man stays at a job for 10 years. He works his way up the company, he gets promotions, he's essentially working his way up the corporate ladder. He gets the raises, he gets the recognition, and he feels accomplished. His pay is adequate and predictable, just the way he likes it. That is a form of structured money making, and that would be on the more masculine energy side. Now, on the feminine energy side, let's talk about how you can flow with money making. Let's say a woman may have started at a job, but she quickly realizes that the job is not for her. She's not happy with the job, even though she's good at it. The job is mundane, busy work, and she wants to be passionate about something. So she leaves. She allows herself the grace to change her mind, change her path, and follow her heart. She has flow, and over the years, she has many different passion projects that she finds ways to monetize because she's passionate about it. Her money is expanding, but never predictable. So the way she makes money on the outside looking in may not make sense to the more masculine energetic society, but for her, it doesn't have to make sense. It just has to feel good. She's never bored, her cup is full, and she's full of passion. She would not have it any other way. The feminine flow within a masculine structure. The ultimate goal is to be able to bask in feminine energy money making, and what that looks like has more to do with the lifestyle you desire than the actual job you perform. Your lifestyle is your job. Essentially, you get paid to live your life, and you love how you live. That passion and love for life attracts money to you, and it makes sure that you are never going without. You're never lacking. You're never missing any meals. Money is always there and available to you. You don't have to even think about money. Making money is not your focus. Live your best life and the money follows. All of this love and joy that comes from living your most abundant and free life, the universe loves that. God loves that. You will be provided for. That is the ultimate goal here. Feminine energy is creator energy. Anything we want, we can create it. Tapping into this energy will allow you to not only see the possibilities, but also manifest them. Now let's talk about feminine flow within a masculine structure. This is a concept that I really want to sink in because it is a game changer. You're probably looking at this concept photo above and thinking, wait, isn't this restrictive? Isn't the whole point of feminine energy to be free and boundless? The answer is no. It's not restrictive. This is why. This concept allows your creative process to be protected and secured. As you fill your container, you will expand your container whenever you are ready. However, it is important that the container is there. So what is a container? Your container is the masculine structure. Let's say a house is the container. Within that house, the feminine faith and flow can do whatever it wants. Whatever it pleases, it can do whatever in the house. So think of the masculine structure as your security blanket. And that blanket can be a person, a place, or a thing. So how does this apply to your real life, and what does this have to do with money? Let's say a woman wants to quit her job so that she can work full-time on her passion project. She wants to build her passive income streams, but she needs the time to do it. She already has the faith. She knows it will work out for her. She just has to take the step to commit the time. That faith, that just knowing it's going to happen, is honestly all she truly needs. However, she also wants to be practical and feel secure, and that will in turn give her even more faith. So she decides to have 6 months of savings saved up, or at least 6 months worth of assets that she can liquidate and will be able to cover her expenses if need be. Whether it is in the form of cold hard cash, credit cards, loans, or assets that she's willing to liquidate, that is her security blanket. That's the masculine structure that she has set up for herself, whether she sees it that way or not. So after she has set up the container, the masculine structure, now she feels comfortable and even more at ease with giving her full time, energy, and dedication to her passion project and curating passive income streams. This masculine structure that she has set up for herself whether she even uses it or not, has allowed her to be able to have fun with the process of building these passive income streams that she's working on and not be so serious, desperate, or rushed. She's allowed to have fun with it because she doesn't have the stress of knowing that she has to make X amount of money in X amount of time. She is able to fully be in her feminine flow. This is the power of having a masculine structure. Having that container is really going to allow you to be even more free. Really think about what is going to be your masculine container. What do you need to do? Where do you need to go? Who do you need to be? What help do you need to seek? Whatever makes you feel safe and protected will allow you to be your free-flowing self. Section 2. From lack mentality to abundance mentality. Being broke is a state of mind, not a state of being. Once lack mentality is adopted, it can be a really hard thing to shake off, especially if you have experienced true lack in your life and you've had moments where you always seem to come up short or have just enough. Even if this is true for you, or if you just have the fear of this being true for you, avoid saying things like, I am broke. You are not broke. You may not have enough money at your immediate disposal for what you want or need right now, but that's it. You are not broke. You are very much whole. You are very much capable. You are very much enough. You just may not have enough currency at this current moment, but that will change. That has always changed. Any outside circumstance can change, quickly, drastically. The harder thing to do is change your mindset. So train your mind to not identify with your current financial status. You are not your current financial status. Survival mode was designed and meant to keep us distracted and ultimately to break us. Put your head down, grind it out, pay the bills, on to the next one. When you're in survival mode, you're focused solely on one foot in front of the other. That's all you can see. That's all you can focus on. One day at a time, one check at a time. It can be hard to break out of that cycle. It can be scary to take the leap of faith, to even think about breaking the cycle. How can you break away from all that you know? Where there's a will, there's a way. You will either make the time or you will make the excuse. The choice is yours. If you're lacking the confidence to take the leap of faith, I really want you to think about something. Think about all the bad times in your life. Don't dwell on this thought. Just briefly remember down times in your life that are money related. You were terrified. You were stressed out. You were anxious. You didn't know how you were going to pay for this, pay for that, do this, do that, but somehow you made it happen. Somehow the things got done. You have prevailed 100% of your worst times. You have come out on the other end of all your terrible times. You have a 100% success rate. So what makes you think that you won't have the same tenacity, effort, drive, follow through, and make it happen attitude for what you really want? You shouldn't have to be up against the wall and feel like this is it in order to make magic happen. You take that same energy and the same drive that you have in those low moments where you feel like your back is against the wall and apply that drive to your goals. Every time you were down on your luck and you didn't know where you were going to get the money for this and that, you figured it out. Especially us as women, we're the queens of figuring it out. We will figure something out, always. What would happen if you treated your dreams like that? You can decide today, I'm going to figure it out. I will actively work towards my passive income goals. I will give my all to my passion projects. I will commit to living my best life, and I will do the work needed to make it happen. Any money woes that come along the way, I will figure that out too. Don't let perfect stop you from getting good. Do not wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. There is no perfect, and there is no perfect time. No perfect moment, no perfect situation. The good gets going, and the going gets better. That's it. You will learn and improve as you go. Do not wait for perfect. You will be waiting forever. On the other side of fear is freedom. Here's your first written exercise. I want you to get out a journal and write out this prompt. Prompt number 1 is, write out your fears regarding money. Don't hold back. Let it all out and answer honestly. What are your fears regarding money? I will start. I will tell you a couple of my personal fears. The first fear I have is the fear of losing it all. I tend to let money burn a hole in my hand. That is the thing I actively have to work on. Having too much money, spending too frivolously. My most personal subconscious fear is making more than all of my peers, specifically my significant other. As a woman, there is a stigma of making more money than your partner. That is a social construct that I really had to work through. I even had moments of time in my life where I have subconsciously stunted my own growth just because I did not want to outshine my partner. I didn't want to be the breadwinner. That was a major, major fear for me regarding money. That was a subconscious block that I had when it came to making a lot of money. Now, it's your turn to recognize your fears so we can deconstruct them. I want you to really think about your fears when it comes to making money and write them down. Now that you've written down your fears regarding money, newsflash, you won't fully get rid of your fears overnight. Understand that you will just have to do it afraid. Just do it scared. You will not fully get rid of your fears anytime soon. This takes a lot of inner work. As you are getting rid of limiting beliefs, you will just learn to do things scared. The fear will only fully subside once it is conquered. I hate to break it to you, you won't get over it soon. You may never fully get over these fears. However, you will get through it. Written exercise number 2. Why do you want money? Again, let's be honest. Why do you want money? Because at a certain point, after you've paid your bills and you're comfortable, why do you want it? Why do you want money? There's no right or wrong answer. Everyone's answer is going to be different. Do you want money for you? Do you want money for your children? Do you want to travel more? Do you want to have more appeal? Do you want to buy a home? Do you want to get plastic surgery? Do you want to buy luxury things and take pictures? Do you want to start a business? Do you really want to start a business? Or do you just want the money that the business brings? I need you to get deep with these prompts. Why do you want money? Beware of limiting beliefs. A limiting belief is a state of mind and belief about yourself that restricts you in some way. These beliefs are often false accusations you make about yourself. This can cause a number of negative results. There are some thoughts and statements that fall within the lines of limiting beliefs. Saying things like, I am not good enough to do blank, or I cannot have that because blank, or that is not realistic, or the market is too saturated, or the competition is too high, or I don't have the right blank. No, 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 no. Get rid of all those limiting beliefs. All of them. None of them serve you, and none of them are true. Written exercise number 3. Rewrite your narrative. This is manifestation gold right here. Rewrite your narrative. Now that you have identified your fears around making a lot of money, and you've also identified your reasons for making a lot of money, now write out your life with money. Write out what that looks like. When you write out what your life looks like with money, use words like I to showcase present tense. Put yourself in it as if it is happening right now in this present moment. For example, I am so happy in my paid off home with no debt and $100,000 in my savings account and $1 million in my investment account. I do not stress easily, knowing that I have money to solve most problems that come my way. I am happy, I am healthy, I am loved, and I am content. That's mine. What's yours? Section 3. Make room for abundance. Make sure you have the space to hold what you're calling in. You must be energetically ready to support what you're asking for. Here are some practical ways to make room for abundance. Declutter your home. Dedicate a space. Dedicate a time. Reduce your expenses. Get rid of debt. Cut ties with people that weigh you down. You can do any of these things in any particular order, but they will all make a major impact in making sure that you can actually hold space for what you're calling in. So when it comes to decluttering your home, start by selling things or donating things that you have not touched in over a year. If you pass through all seasons without touching these things, using these things, or wearing these things, then it may be time to let it go. Things are meant to be used. If you don't even appreciate and use what you have, how can God give you more? How can God trust you with more if you're not even utilizing what you have? So make sure that everything you have in your home is being used, is being loved, is being cared for, is purposeful, and has a rightful place. Take a look at your clothes, your shoes, your kitchenware, and random knickknacks. Go through your office drawers. Really dig in and see what it is that's taking up space. And this will allow you to be able to hold space for new things and new abundance to come into your life. This exercise may seem small, but it's actually very big. It's been studied a lot in Japanese culture, where decluttering your home really makes an impact in so many areas of your life. Next thing I want to touch on is dedicating a space. Do you have a workspace that is quiet, inspiring, and has proper lighting, proper background, and not distracting? If the answer is no, then definitely work on that. If you don't dedicate a space to be able to do the things that you need to do for these new business ventures, then you're easily going to be able to use that as an excuse later. You're going to be able to say, oh, well, I can't edit today because I don't have a desk to properly do it on. Or, oh, I can't film a video today because I didn't get home from work till 6 p.m. and by that time it's dark outside. And dedicate a lighted workspace to film. Boom. Excuse eradicated. You're going to continue to make excuses for yourself as long as you are not dedicating a proper space and give yourself the proper tools. Okay, so you have the space. Now do you have the time? And if you say no, I don't have the time, yes, you do have the time. You absolutely do have the time. We make time for what we want to make time for. Everybody gets 24 hours in a day. However, you need to know yourself. You need to be able to dedicate a time that is going to work for you. Personally, I find it so much easier for me to get things done when I wake up earlier. I would rather wake up earlier and get things done in the morning before the sun rises. I love sunshine and daytime activities, so I want to have the freedom to do whatever I want during the day. Choosing to get my work done early in the morning allows me to go on about my day in a way that feels good to me. For instance, right now, I am writing this book at 5:18 a.m. That works for me. For some people, the thought of waking up early and getting straight to work makes their stomach drop. Well, then dedicate a time at night. That may mean you're going to sleep later. So you have to figure out what type of person you are and what feels good to you. As a woman, refer to your gut feeling when determining what feels good to you. Over the years of learning myself, I have realized that I get a lot of deep focus work done in the morning. I am a morning person, and I feel like my mind is the most clear and sharp in the morning. So it only makes sense for me to find a good time in the morning to dedicate to my goals. My goals look different every season, but I can still apply this to any goal I want to achieve. In this season of my life, I am focusing on this book. So here I am writing before the sun comes up. And in other seasons of my life, it may be that I'm waking up earlier to go to the gym. Whatever it is that I'm working on that I need to, quote, find time for, I choose to find the time in the morning. Where will you find your time? Now let's talk about reducing your expenses. It may be time to go back to the basics. Cut unnecessary expenses. Take a look at your spending for the past 3 months. Get a spreadsheet. Dedicate time and space to sit and really go through all your bank statements and credit card statements. Figure out where your money went for the last 90 days. See how much you're spending on what every single month. When you really see that you spent $200 a month on Chipotle, when you really see that you spend $100 a month on Starbucks and $20 on Netflix, but you only watched one movie that month, was it worth it? No. You didn't even watch the movie. You just had it playing in the background. Really think about these things and really get honest about what you can do without. What can you do without? What can you get rid of? What can you reduce? What can you downgrade your plan on? Okay, my cable and internet bill is an extra $50 a month because it includes 40 television channels. Well, I don't even watch TV, so why do I need 40 channels on my television? Let me call and get that out of my plan. Bam, I just saved $50 a month. Anyways, really look at these things and take your time with this step, because reducing your unnecessary expenses and reducing your expenses in general doesn't only have to do with saving money. That is a byproduct of it, but it also has to do with making room for abundance. When you get into your business and start attracting more money into your life, you will run across more expenses that you will have to fit into your life. So you want to make room for these additional expenses that you may incur in the future. I highly recommend when you start to call in this money, your first big checks go towards clearing your debt. Credit cards and loans fully paid off. A paid in full life is an indescribable feeling of freedom. This will benefit your financial health and your mental health. Last but definitely not least, cut ties with people that weigh you down. We've all heard the sayings about the 5 people you surround yourself with make up the totality of who you are. That definitely has some truth to it. Realize that your circle does not have to be big, it just needs to be valuable. Cut ties with people that do not add to you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or financially. They do not serve your higher good. They do not fit into your higher purpose. They do not support you. Spending an hour or two a day, or maybe even a couple hours a week, gossiping on the phone may seem innocent at first. However, this adds up over time, and this will energetically deplete you. So during times of expansion, you really need to reevaluate the relationships in your life. All your relationships, platonic, romantic, parental, all relationships need to be reevaluated. If you need to categorize people, you need to categorize people. If you are not the one to just completely cut someone off, you need to be able to be a person that has strong will and strong boundaries to not let other people's energies disrupt or block your blessings. So reevaluating your relationships, cutting ties with people that you know you need to cut ties with, will make room for new, better, and more beneficial relationships to come and settle into your life. Here is a quick mindset shift. This is something that you can implement into your everyday life. It is such a simple consciousness shift. You can practice it while going about your everyday tasks, especially when you feel like you've gotten into a mundane rut. All you have to do is switch I have to into I get to. Here's why that works. In order to make energetic space and call in more money, you have to be grateful. Gratitude is the key. It really is. Now, when it comes to day-to-day tasks that you have to do and feel like you can't get around, replace I have to with I get to. So it'll look a little something like this. Ugh, I have to do my taxes. Instead of saying that, say, I get to do my taxes. I made so much money this year that I get to be in a different tax bracket, and I never would have imagined this last year. You see how that works? It's okay if you hear yourself in your head complaining and making the mistake, but quickly, right after that, say the gratitude version. If you hear yourself saying, I have to send out emails this morning before I do anything, instead say, I get to send emails out to a list of people that are interested in buying from me. You see the difference? If you find yourself saying, I have to go to the post office today and stand in that long line, replace that thought with, I get to go to the post office today and ship off my items to their new home. Implement this mindset practice today. Replace I have to with I get to. Section 4, calling in money. Here are some money mantra affirmations that I really want you to start practicing daily. So say these things with me. Write them down. Practice them. Look in the mirror and say them. Write this in your notes. Save it as a screensaver on your phone. Whatever you need to do to make sure that these mantras are ever present in your life. I am a money magnet. Money is unlimited. Money flows to me in unexpected ways. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. The more I focus on joy, the more money I will make. I trust that more money is on its way to me. These are all very simple, yet very powerful sayings to add into your daily life. Now do the work. What does the work look like? Doing the work, simply put, is releasing your intention, your content, your offers to the universe, and moving on with your life. So work on that thing, put out that project, launch that business, create that content, make sure your offer is accessible to those that find you and those that meet you, and then move on with your life. Do not dwell on it. Do not check your numbers every day. Do not fret. Do not wonder. Do not worry. Move on with your life. Allow the universe to support you on your journey to financial freedom. This involves an immense amount of trust. The road will be rocky, and it definitely won't be predictable. You can plan all you want, but things may not go as planned, and you need to be okay with that. Do not be attached to the plan. Do not be so attached to how you feel like it should be and what it should look like. It could look completely different than what you imagined and what you planned for. You need to be open to receiving money into your life in many forms. As you're building your income streams, you may find that money finds you in odd ways throughout the process. You may even detour. You may start on one passion project and then figure out you actually like doing this, so you end up doing that. Or you may make money from that instead of this. So don't get too hung up on how it should look and if things are going according to plan. The point is, it doesn't matter where the money comes from. Don't get stuck on who it comes from, what it comes from, where it comes from, or how it comes. It's all from source. Everything is from source. So it's all welcome and it should all be met with gratitude. Section 5. Millionaire Mindset. Please refer to this graph. There was a survey taken where they surveyed rich people versus poor people. They wanted to get an idea of how they think. The results of the survey are actually pretty interesting. When asked the question, "I've taken risks in search of wealth," 63% of rich people said yes, when only 6% of poor people said yes. So what does this mean to me? This means that you will need to take risks in order to create wealth. Rich people had to take risks. They're not afraid of risks. They understand risks to reward. Personally, I have never been one to be afraid of risks. Sometimes it's gotten me in trouble. If I really want something, I will take the risk. And that is the attitude that I invite you to adopt, because it will serve you well. Rich people take risks. When asked to identify with the statement, "I believe in fate," 10% of rich people said yes, and 90% of poor people said yes. So how do I interpret this? I interpret this as rich people are not relying on fate to get them to where they are. They are doing the work as well as having belief. It is interesting that 90% of poor people said that they believe in fate. So if they are poor and they're in a situation where they're struggling and not satisfied with their life, they blame that on fate. Well, this is just my destiny. This is just how I am. This is just how it is. These statements allow you to put the blame on an outside source so that you do not have any responsibility in getting yourself out of your situation. If you feel like you have no control in the situation, then you're not going to take control of the situation. There is a balance here. Believing in what's meant for you is going to be for you, but also understanding that you are in control of your pursuit as well. Regarding the statement, "The American dream is no longer possible," 2% of rich people said that they agree with this statement, and 87% of poor people agree with this statement. I believe the American dream is If I work hard, then I will have a good retirement, a nice life, big house, nice family, the whole thing. Only 2% of rich people believe that this is not possible. Why do I think the percentage is so small? Because they're probably living the American dream right now. So of course they're going to believe it's possible because they're living and breathing examples of it. 87% of poor people believe that the American dream is not possible because they're not living it. Good health is critical to success. 85% of rich people agree with this statement, while 13% of poor people agree with this statement. Rich people know that health is wealth. Again, they're probably living, breathing examples of that. You take care of your body and everything else can keep going. You take care of yourself, everything else will fall in line. The fruit of the tree is only as good as the health of the seed. So take care of your seed. What is inside of you that is worth $1 million? That is the $1 million question. I love this question. What is inside of you that is worth $1 million? What do you know or have or can do that 1 million people will pay $1 for, or 100,000 people will pay $10 for, or 10,000 people will pay $100 for? You are a money magnet. What inside of you is worth attracting $1 million? What is your $1 million idea? Think about what you are passionate about. Think about what you are good at. Think about what you have access to. When it comes to your $1 million idea, can you show it? Can you teach it? Can you perform it? Do you own it? There are so many ways to make money from your passion. The important thing to remember is that financial freedom is a journey, not an event. Be patient with yourself. Have faith. Tap into your inner self and align energetically with what is already yours.